Thank you, Jessica. And thank you, choir. That was beautiful. It's time now for our children's message. So hello to our kids who are here and our kids who are at home. So today is the last Sunday in Black History Month. We talked last week a little bit about Ella Baker. And today we're talking about loving our enemies, which is something that Jesus taught us to do. And part of that is how we peacefully stand up for what is right and fair, and peacefully being the important part of that, or one important part of that, I should say. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about another civil rights activist who I find very inspiring, and that is Ruby Bridges. Who's heard of Ruby Bridges? Yeah, a lot of people have, I bet. So Ruby is now 70 years old, but her first act of peaceful protest against racial injustice, her first peaceful act of standing up for the rights and well-being of people of all ages and all races, was at age 6. 6 years old. Ruby became the first Black student to attend what had been an all-white school in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I saw an interview with Ruby that was aired last year when she talked about how she didn't really know at the time at 6 years old what a big deal that was. She was 6, she was going to school, and that's what she was focused on. But it was as she got a little bit older that she realized what a big transition that was and what a big thing that was for her to simply go to school, that it was a way of standing up against injustice, this idea of segregation, that somehow we should be separate from people who are not like us, and offering an alternative that yes, in fact, we should actually all be in community together, that we can learn from each other, and that everybody should have a free and fair opportunity to learn and grow as people. And so Ruby learned this lesson incredibly early, and it wasn't always easy. Some people said and did some mean things to her along the way. They didn't want to see their schools integrated and have both Black and white students together. And it took a long time for things to get better. It wasn't an immediate thing. And so Ruby, now many, many years later, has spent a lot of her life thinking about how we teach kids to learn from one another, to be in community with one another. And so she's written some books. She has done some, she's got a foundation where she works with children and teachers in how to build respect and appreciation of difference and bring people together across our various differences. And so she learned early on how important this was, and it tells me that it's really inspiring that this, she had such an early experience that this has become a part of her life, her whole life long. And she's still at it, of course, because the point of this really is that you're never too young or too old to make a difference. God uses all of us at all ages. So how many of you are over 6? I think that's a lot of us. Do we have anybody? We have a couple people under 6 in the congregation. Miss Quinn. No matter how young or how old we are, we can make a difference. And so I find Ruby inspiring, so I thought we'd spend a little time thinking about her today as we think about what it means to stand up peacefully and love everyone. Okay, so it's time now for our kids to head off to Sunday school with Mrs. Melissa. And I invite the rest of us to turn in our hymnals to 487 and let us stand and sing together.